There has no temptation taken such as common. God is faithful. He will not suffer them of you are able. Temptation also make a way to escape that you may be able to bear. Talk a minute. Don't let it take. Don't let it take. I'm just fortunate enough to have a movie that's out right now. My title is Simple. Sing it to the producer, Omar Miller. Normally, we will go have vampire movies. But I went to see this movie just a few weeks ago. I wasn't sure what I was going to encounter after my looking 2 hours TV. I found God. This particular verse was the verse that was the center of this movement. God was all the way through it. There was time dealing with world, there's always worldly stuff, but perhaps gave a biblical story of how the things that we as believers we deal with. I don't know about you. I got baptized in 75. That's been the days in the church all my life. Trying to carry this word for the last 20 years. I've been in church all my life. Still, as being a mere human, still struggle with things, habits, things that I tried to shy away from. And maybe I'm the only one in here. Maybe y'all have made it. I'm sorry. But can I give my testimony today? I still deal with some stuff. I still struggle with some things in my life. But I looked at this movie, and perhaps some of you have never seen it, you may not see it. Perhaps I'll share a little bit of different things. See if you have a little bit taking place. But a young man from Clarksdale, Mississippi, based on the story of a blues singer by the name of Sammy Moore. That very popular back 2 years ago. He passed away around 1992. Moved to Chicago. He was tracing the dream of being a great blues singer. But his roots was that he was the son of a Baptist preacher. Yeah. And his father always told him, no matter what you do, you always ought to keep God in it. All right. But you know how it is. You know how it is. And I deal with the same thing. I have 3 boys, and I have typical preacher's kids. Don't talk to me. Maybe your kids ain't like that. You ought to be throwing both hands up and Lord, thank you, sir. All right. But they are typical preacher's kids. Y'all always say the thing is that preacher's kids look like they make you to work. I don't know that they the work, they are good, they can talk, but you know how it is when we get grown, y'all hear me now. That we begin to do things that we think that we did it bad enough to do. But he told his son, he said, it does not make a difference, perhaps, of what your dreams are. But you need to keep God in the middle or in the head. We talked about it in Sunday school. That God will allow us to do some things if we put him in the right place. They told him that you keep it, and he said, Dad, I want to play again. Dad, his father, he pulled up at church, he walked in, he had been beaten and he had been beat upon. His father seen him, and Daddy was standing at the podium preaching, and everybody looked around, everybody was in dismay, and the father said, son, come here. Come here. And I had pre-warned you that if you don't put God in it, you'll find yourself in a raggedy state. I don't know about you, sometimes that even though I've been in church all my life, there are some times in my life, Pleasant Grove, that I've had some raggedy things going on in my life. And if I'm not careful, I can walk right back in them now. And that's one of the things that I deal with that here for the last year. And I y'all know my testimony. My wife passed away almost a year here in a few weeks. And now that I don't have a wife, it looked like all every I don't know. Come on, talk to me. Every woman somewhere that I don't even know. I wish I could help somebody. They crossing my path. They talking to me. Reverend, you sure do look nice. Bless yourself. I mean, you don't even know I didn't even know they know me. But I have that temptation. And there has been times where I wanted, y'all ain't gonna help me. But God, in the scripture this morning, as we look in 1 Corinthians here in chapter 10, God will give you a route of escape. If you desire to get away. And y'all know, y'all hear me just like me. There's some things that tipped us, and what we say, well, I'm going to do it this time, I ain't going to do it no more. Do I have a witness here? I ain't going over there no more. I ain't hanging out with them no more. But soon as they gather some type of event, there we go again. And not only do what happened the last time happens again, but it gets worse. But because of the God that we serve, he has a plan for us. He always gives us a route to escape. When things are about to get bad, something happens. Somebody you get a telephone call, I got to go. And just when you leave, somebody calls you, you ought to be glad that you left. Because so-and-so and so-and-so them got into it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Maybe y'all ain't never had that, but I've been there. But God will always give us a route to escape. And I'm back to my story of the movie. The father told him, son, you can do it. But you got to keep God first. Here come his old low-down cousin, and they went back from Chicago. I'm going to talk to you today. They come back, they tempted him with something. He said that we're coming back, we got money, and we're going to open up a juke joint. Y'all ain't never heard of that before. I'm sorry. Yeah, you know, they had them back in the day. They called them a juke joint. Now they call them event centers now. They used to call them clubs. They used to call them hole in the wall. Come on, somebody. Yeah, that's what they called them back in the day. They had what they had. You put in a quarter and you play music all night. I wish I had somebody. That's what a juke joint is. Come on now. And you would dance your night away. And perhaps if you even had a little help, you would sip somebody a cup that wasn't right. Come on, somebody. But God, even in those times of our life, God covered us. I wish I had somebody here. Yes, this small little bull ain't just not come out. I wish I had somebody here. It's been out for a minute. Maybe you tried it, but God covered you. You should have been a drunk like everybody else. God covered you. I want to tell you something. This morning, I want to encourage you. If there's a temptation that keep on bothering you, God will. The question will be this morning. My suggestion to you: don't let it take. This morning, and in our text, and I'm almost through. I ain't gonna hold you long. I had eaten too much. I got to go somewhere. I promise I do. But has no temptation taken you. That such is common to man. The things that you are dealing with, it ain't new. All right. Your mom, your grandfather and them dealt with the same thing. It's just not as advanced as it is now. That's right. Yeah, they dealt with the same problem. Come on, somebody. Yeah. These things that we deal with now, it's just modernized. Now it's more broader. Now we have more ways of being, that when things happen, it get exposed more. It used to be trouble broke out back in the country somewhere. It took 2 days for it to get to somewhere else. Somebody would easily walk down and tell the story. But now, if you do it right now, you'll know it right now. Because we got TVs, we got the internet, we got had somebody. It's convenient. Yes, it is. I can pick it up. The only place I can't pick it up is on 147. I can't get no signal. But if I can make it to the high ground, y'all ain't going to talk to me today. But if we're not careful, this can get you in trouble. Oh, yes, it'll get you in trouble. Yes, my brother, I remember when I first got on Facebook, I'm going on there and be nosy like everybody else. Y'all admit it. You ain't got to say that. I know. That get on there and you looking on there. And my brother told me one time, I don't know, I guess I seen somebody I knew, and I hit a like button. He called me. He said, look here, bro. He said, you got to remember who you are now. When you get to hit the like button, what's going to happen is somebody's going to screenshot it. And go mess around and send it to your wife. I wish I had somebody. I didn't stop. I didn't do it. No, come on. And I'm just being friendly. But somebody would do it for the wrong reason. And so all the social media, we got Instagram, we got all kinds of stuff out there. If you're not careful, you won't be able to escape. And one thing about this world that we live in, they love chaos. Come on. We think it's on at the White House, but it can be in your house. I wish I had somebody. Yes, it can be in your house. I'm telling you, little Ray and them can do some things that can mess you up. You got a good reputation, but they can do it. And then when they come back to you, and people don't look at Ray, they look at you. Because you're the one talking about a God. Come on, somebody. You're talking about a God that will save you and turn you away from things. People look at you. And that's the reason why I suggest you don't let it be. It's easy. See? I remind you, I'm from the old school. My dad was born in 1915, so he was old. Come on, somebody. He lived to be 99 and 7 months old. My daddy said, son, look here, trouble is easy to get in. Woo, but Lord, it'll break an act of Congress to get out of it. Come on. Come on, somebody. I know we want to call Mars Park. We want to call the Garden Boys. We want to call the man on top of the truck. But there's some things that if we're not careful, if we mess around and fall into it, maybe it's going to be hell to get out. I wish I know that's kind of strange, but that's what it can be. It can be hard to get out, Nick. I promise you can. Just for one moment. For a thought. It's even for a thrill. I come on, somebody. It can happen so fast until you can destroy everything that you built. Yes, you again, don't let it take. Even, look at this text. He said, God not allow no temptation that's common to man. But God is faithful. Every time we're in the wrong place at the wrong time. I can hear my grandmother say, he said, you ought to follow your first man. We found out what our first man was. Our first man is God telling you don't do it. I should have followed it, but I made the mistake of saying, well, I'm going to try it this time. But if I had followed my mind, God is faithful. If you want to be kept, God can keep you. Come on now, come on. I know some of us, you got like me, maybe you're a few days older than me. I got to the place, you hear people say, well, I don't do that no more. And I found out something, Sister Byrne, a lot of times we don't do stuff because we're not able. I wish I had a real church. Yeah, we're not able to do it no more. It ain't because we just stop doing it. We can't go. Y'all ain't going to get me. You can't go over there and come back real fast. Come on. Now it takes you a while to get out of bed. I do the same thing. I ain't made 57 yet, but sometimes I had to ease out of bed. I know y'all ain't got that problem, but I do. Come on, somebody. Sometimes I want to use icy hot, everything else they got. But so that lets me know that I need to be able to contain myself because I can't run too fast no more. God will give you a route to escape. God is faithful. We are the ones that fall short. This is my public inquiry when my wife passed away. I said, God, where were you? Why did you save her? But I realized when I looked at the faithfulness of God, God knew the pain she was in. She knew the suffering she was in. God was faithful. He was faithful. He allowed her to come out of that. I wanted her to stay. But then God knew that she couldn't take it no more. And can I tell you, I know some of you lost some loved ones in here, and then you look back and you've been just like, well, maybe you won't admit it, but look, we asked God, why did you do that? Me and my wife was married almost 30 years. I thought we were going to get old. Come on, talk to me, somebody. But God knows what he's doing. If you rely on him, God is faithful. That's what my scripture is. He will not suffer you to be tempted more than you can handle. God will not put you in a situation that you cannot handle. time. They come to me, they say, Reverend, I got hooked on this marijuana. I got hooked on this and I got hooked on that. And my first question would be them, okay, I can't be a judge. Come on, somebody. But do you want to get out? That's the thing. And what happens is most of them say, I want to. But they always want to put that conjunction in there. But let me say, that's been a problem of ours always. Y'all gonna help me. Y'all get there when you get home. That our backside always get in the way of being God, being able to be delivered from what we're going through. But they always go, what? You don't know what I'm dealing with. Yes. I may not understand what you're going through, but I do serve a God that knows everything. God is faithful. He will not suffer us. He will not tempt you more than you can handle, but he will, with that temptation, give you a way to escape. Let me help you this morning. This is the thing over here. I'm old school, so y'all have to excuse me. But it always, I hear this statement that said, it's good to say, there you go. And there you go. Y'all ain't never heard that. But I heard that. And that lets me know it's good to be running and get away than to be there and be laying down and don't know you're laying down. That's the God that we serve. He would not allow us to get in any situation without a route of escape. How many of y'all been like me? Driving down the road, you had 55 miles an hour speed zone, you're running 75. You heard this voice say you better slow down. Come on now. But you keep on maxing it. There you go, right there. He pulls you over, and then he asks you, where you going? You tell him you're going home. He said, well, if you keep driving the way you're driving, you ain't gonna make it home. But the least thing that he can do is give you a ticket in order to remind you that if you slow down, this won't happen no more. So I suggest to you this morning that whatever we're in a hurry to get, slow down. Because God will allow us to be able to get through it. You know, I was sitting there this morning and I left Shreveport at 8:30. I said, well, it's going to take me this long to get here. Then all of a sudden I was telling Digging Hill here that I got to wait. And every hill I went over, there was light flash. So that was my warning. Come on, talk to me something. That was my warning. You need to slow down, brother. Because you'll get there when you get there. They'll be there when you get there. And if you run your late, just call somebody, tell them you're on your way. But here I go. I'm still rolling. I'm on 147. I'm going up the hill, around the corner, through the woods, around the corner. I ain't stopped yet. And my grandbaby said, Papa, when we get down to when we start smelling that place, we know we made it. Yep, when we got there. We got down to the paper mill or whatever this is. She said, we done made it. I said, yeah. She said, that is. The thing of it is that sometimes we get in a hurry. And all we got to do is trust God. And I got to hear this one daughter going to be late. I think I was the first one here almost. I pulled up and then Sister Burns pulled up. I still made it on time. Sometimes we got to take our time. God will provide us a way to be able to make it where we need to go. So can I suggest to you this morning, Pleasant Grove, those that didn't come, you ought to send them an email telling them they should have been here. They don't let it take them. Don't let COVID take you. You got still people that suffering with COVID. They don't want to go to the church. They don't want to go down there no more. You go to that job every day. Go coughing all over the place. You ain't put on a mask yet. But you still got church syndrome. Can't go down there because them folks sick down there. Right? Yeah, they sure live. They're trying to get well. I wish I had somebody. Yes, this is what God that we serve. Don't let it take you. He will not suffer you to tempt for young that you able. But with the temptation, also make a way of escape. Always hear the story. Says, I'm going to put no more on you than you can bear. I'm a living witness. Last 11 months of my life, first 3 or 4, this is my testimony. I'm out of here. That I thought I wasn't going to make it. I'm sitting out, I'm procrastinating, I'm sitting around. God, I don't think about it. I had a sister passed away in 23. I had my sister's husband passed in 24. My wife passed this past June. God, I will not be a victim of death. I'm not going to die. I'm going to die trying. Come on, somebody. And so, that's the thing over there. And I sat there. That's God, you got to keep it. And I'm reminded of the song that I sung. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on him. to make it to next month. June the 5th will be 1 year. God, when that day get here, God, I need you to be already done covered. Because you know how we always get tough time with times and dates. We don't ever forget those things. Come on, somebody. But I want to tell you this morning, if you're suffering, if you're going through something, if you're going through something that seems that you cannot bear, I want to tell you this morning that we do serve a God. Even though I'm reminded that we were sinking deep in sin, and we were sinking to rise no more. Yeah, but the Master heard our despairing cry and saved him. Preacher, how do you know that he gave us a route escape? It was one Friday evening. That's what the escape was. Out on a hill called Calvary. Y'all do know the story, don't you? Yeah, they had marched him all night long. They had whipped him from judgment hall to judgment hall. But he never said a mumbling word because he knew that we were sinking deep in sin. But the Master kept on. He had dispatched his son down through 42 generations, and here he goes. Yes, he going to Pilate's court. Pilate didn't know what to do. Pilate said, what do you want to do? Do you want to save Barabbas, or do you want to save Jesus? I could hear the people in the crowd saying, crucify Jesus and let Barabbas go. But my Jesus and your Savior, he never said a mumbling word. They put an old rugged cross on his shoulder. Y'all do know the story, don't you? They marched him up that hill, yes sir, with the weight of the world on his shoulder. He never said a mumbling word. Can I get a Black History moment here? Here comes the black man by the name of Simon. Yeah, I could hear him say, he said, march Jesus, bear the cross alone, and all the world go free. Jesus took a moment out of the pain and agony. He said, yes, there's a cross for everyone, but this one is for me. He kept on marching. They took him to the top of the hill. They stretched him wide. Yes, sir, they put nails in his hand. They put rivets in his feet. Y'all do know the story, don't you? They hung him high. Yes, sir, he put his head in the locks of his shoulder. And my Bible said he died. I'm glad that he died. But this Sunday morning, got up with all power. That was our way of escape. We still would be in sin if Jesus hadn't died. And now, I've heard this quote. Sometimes they bury Jesus, don't never get him, but early morning. Right. You know, somebody says they still arguing and fighting about whether it's Saturday or Sunday. But I want to tell you something. I'm making a suggestion. I'm just glad that he got up. All right. It could have been Tuesday evening late. Come on, somebody. It don't make me no difference. I'm just glad that he got up. He gave me a route from a devil's hell. I'm reminded that even though he died for our sin, my Bible tells me that hell is enlarging every day. What's the excuse? The only way we can escape, all we have to do is accept him. That's our sin. I don't know. Maybe I'm just different. Maybe all of us in here different. That I don't know about you, but I'm glad that I know who Jesus is. Do I have a witness in here? I know he's the Lord of my life. I know he is the peace when I'm in sorrow. Come on, somebody. I know that when I think about losing, I could be cuckoo for Cocoa Puff, but God gave me a sane mind. Come on, somebody. Nobody but Jesus can bring us through. Well, one thing that we have, I know sometimes we get disencouraged because of the number of people are straggling away, but all it takes a few of us, if we keep our hands lifted to him, God will make a way. Sometimes God, and I'm reminded of my grandmother, she said, God is the only one that can take a little and give you more than you can have. And that's all we have to do. We have to continue to believe. We have to believe that whatever we find ourselves in, God stay where you are. Tell somebody, call them on that phone. They want to know what happened in service. Tell them they don't have to be taken. They don't have to be taken by the sin that they perhaps are dip dabbing with and playing with. Come on. They don't have to be taken because God has already given us a way out. All we have to do is trust him. All of us in here deal with the devil. Come on, somebody. Sometimes we don't make him known, but we're dealing with the devil. Come on. But every time he shows up, God gives us a way out. I want to encourage somebody. You don't have to stay where you are. Get rough sometimes. You want to throw up your hands. I ain't going to be able to do this no more. As far as I can go, but God didn't say. Give you a way out. Do I get one witness? God will give you. Anybody ever had your back up against the wall before? Come on now. We ain't always been saved. Come on now. Yeah, come on, somebody. We done put some cups in our mouth that we didn't have Sprite and Coke in it. Come on, somebody. Man, come on. If you didn't do that, you did something. But God covered you. And even today, you got a testimony. Eve, I learned that sometimes you can't get a testimony unless you got a test. Every now and then, God tests us. In order to see what we are. I'm reminded, I know some moms be very, very, very arrogant. It don't make a difference how much she taught. The evidence will be after the test is given. Come on, how much you've learned. Come on. And that's what God does. God gives us a test to see how much we've learned. The only thing about maybe this Burns didn't know how much you had learned. She only got the evidence once you got the paper. God tests us and he knows where we are before we even take the test. Come on. Do y'all believe that? Now, y'all know how it is. We want to sit around with God knows my heart. Let me tell you something. This is not the heart that God looks at. Our heart comes from here. It's our way of thinking. God knows you before you even say anything. He already knows what you're going to say. And you'll hear people say, oh, I didn't mean to say that bad word. He already knew you were going to say it. He gave you a route extension. You walked away, but you stayed there. I'm the only one got that with you. I'm sorry. I'm the only one that deal with it. Come on now. Because I realize that just as much as I preach, the more the devil, he always after. Come on, he's always after. You don't have to be a preacher if you are a believer. The devil is always on your track. My Bible tells me this morning, Paul was telling the Corinthians, look here, God will not do anything that you can't get out of. Yeah, what he tempt you, God ain't going to tempt you anyway. You don't think God's going to test you. That's the difference. You know, we want, you know, how it is. We get to the point where he shouldn't have said that, or she shouldn't have said that. She looked at me cockeyed. Maybe she is cockeyed. Maybe that's the problem. So, you know, sometimes we have to be able to discern. Come on now. He did give us the spirit of discernment. Some things that if I had responded to, I wouldn't be standing in this pulpit this morning. All right. Perhaps I'd be with a bad reputation, or maybe even in jail now. Because I couldn't take what you said. But I've learned that you look around and you can put a zip on this for a second, God got the rest. All we do have to do is trust him. God bless you. Bless you. I hope I hit somebody. Yeah. I don't never come back to Jonesboro. I hope I did. Just don't let it take. We live in a world that's infested with the devil. And that's evil on every hand. My grandbaby back there has a little Nintendo, these little hand thing. Now you can't go on there because you got pedophiles on it. They coming through the game and talking to them, trying to wheel them in through the game while she playing. That's amazing. But you have to be able, not only that, you got to watch your kids. Don't give them pacifier. You don't know what the pacifier is going to do. Leave me alone. Y'all know how we do it. I'm tired today. You don't know what he's looking at or she looking at. I'm 56. I'm over 57. She 8. So she way ahead of me. I wish I had somebody. But when she thinks she's slick, I have to be more smart. What you looking at? You looking at too hard. She's 8 years old, but she probably act like a 50-year-old. Come on. Because they're way more advanced. They thinking, we don't, I'm sitting here fumbling with the phone. She already like, Papa, I got it ready. She done Googled it already. Yes. We have to be careful. Yes, sir. Yeah, we have to be careful. We better stop using the skating ring and swimming pool as a pacifier for our children. You ought to sit down and read that word sometime. Yeah. They don't have to go there every event in town. Come on. Because they want to be popular. The most popular thing is that you stay out of trouble. Perhaps there's someone who